How's it going, guys? If you have been following the Learning Automation series, you would know I did 6 videos going through the absolute bare bones of Make, what you need to know before you can even begin to learn all there is to know about building automations. So I'm going to start the second part of this series, which is the basics, and that is going to start with functions. My name is Zaria. I'm the founder of Chain Solutions, an AI automation agency. What we do is meet with B2Bs and executives. We help them cut down on their workload by 15 or more hours. We also help them become more efficient, which allows them to scale. If you are hoping to stay competitive, AI is not a benefit, it is a must at this point. So go ahead and click the link down below to schedule a consultation with me. Functions are important because that's how you're able to transform and manipulate data. If you're getting data from an output that is formatted like type A, and you need to be able to input data in a certain way, perhaps all the names need to be capitalized, or you want to separate the first name for the last name, or you're trying to format a date, for example. All of those things require functions. So there are going to be 5 parts to this. There are 5 main types of functions. You have general functions, functions that you use for arrays, date functions, numbers and math functions, and text functions. So I'm going to break it down in multiple parts. We're going to start here just going through the general aspects. All right, so I mentioned the most significant parts about functions in the introduction, and this is just going to be a video going over the very basics. So a standard definition would be tools that allow you to transform and alter data within an automation. You might need this so that you can format text, for example, from, let's say, a Google Sheet, if you need to insert it a certain way into an Airtable, or if you are emailing somebody and you have their name, but you are applying the same company domain, you can use a filter to add the at, for example, at chainsolutions.pro to the end of any name and use that so that you don't have to do it manually. So essentially any system has room for functions. They are not, it's less about carrying out an action with functions and more about controlling the way an action is carried out. There are 4 main types: text, math, array, and date and time. Each of those will have its own video. In this video, I'll show you how to access all of them, but we will go into the specifics for each of these. Here are 3 use cases. Even though I warn you against setting up this idea in your mind that filters are only used for X, Y, or not filters, functions are only used for X, Y, and Z, because you can apply them in any situation. So once you start looking for opportunities to input these new skills like functions, you will see that you can elevate automations pretty simply using 1 or 2 different elements like this. So filtering, data validation, and data enrichment. We'll be going through each of these in this series, and all of those videos will be posted this week. But let's go into Make so you can see how you reach these filters. So whenever you come to a block where you can enter text, you'll see that there are 8 tabs up here on the top right. The first one is where you'll be able to access any data that you're using and working with within the system. So any information that you're mapping, and we covered mapping, I think the first 3 videos. Any of that information is here in that first tab. Then we start with the general functions, math functions, basic or text and binary functions, date and time, and then array functions. This is variables, and that's different. And then that's a help tab. So that is how you access all of them. Let me show you the setup that we have for these demos. We're going to be using the same use case, and that is planning a wedding. So for this example or scenario, we are trying to manage vendors from a data source. So here it will be Google Sheets. You could use Airtable, whatever CRM you are operating with. But here's the standard information that I have set up. I went to GPT to generate all of this, but we have first name, last name, the company that they operate in, what service they're providing, the service or product cost, any additional costs such as shipping and tax, their email, phone number, a future date that we will have to enter, and then the current date that we will have to enter. So we will be using all of the functions on this series of information. Over here on the budget tab, what we're going to do is get the first and last name of the individuals, and we will combine those using the functions. So that's a form of data enrichment. We will also use math functions to get the total cost by adding the service/product cost and the tax and shipping. Then we will use the array functions to sort those by price. And then finally, just to show you more of what the text functions can do, we'll do some manipulation over in this section. I strongly urge you to begin automating your business. Already 75% of businesses have incorporated AI in some way. And if you haven't, frankly, you're falling behind at a pretty alarming pace. If you're ready to automate your business but you don't know where to start, I'm doing completely free consultations. Just click the link in my bio and schedule whatever time works best for you. I will continue to be posting videos on these functions all through the week, and next week talking more about incorporating GPTs and how to embed them on certain softwares and websites. So please keep an eye out for that and subscribe. Thank you.